Hiya, pals! Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
New restaurant opens.
New nighttime pre-show.
Symphony of Colour. I was doing that thing at the start where you pretend to be talking to each other.
Yeah, I like that.
You normally do that.
On your own, though,
normally do that at the end of. Yeah, I was doing it to myself, just chatting away, and no one was responding. You normally do that at the end of the show, though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and also in the old days, newsreaders used to have a stack of papers that they would shuffle. I think they're beyond pretending they need paper now. I don't think they ever needed paper, but
Oh, we should have started like that BBC news anchor recently by flipping the audience off and then realising and then immediately just resetting and going into professional mode.
We're a
Seen
family
it?
show. We
Oh,
can't do
man,
that.
it's
Oh,
so good.
Can you redo it for me now?
I'll do it with a thumb, right? Welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show.
There you go.
It was like that. She's tilting her head to the side, and then the camera comes on, and she just calmly resets.
No, she wasn't calm. She clearly knew what she'd done.
Yeah,
she
but
looked really like rabbit in the headlights. Anyway,
well,
there's going to be international people
calm.
here who don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
There was a BBC. Well, Hugh's just told you a BBC news anchor was giving the finger to the cameraman, and then the cameraman cut to her, and she had to quickly hide the finger and pretend it hadn't happened.
Yeah,
but we all saw it.
It was at the start of the show, though. So like, there's literally a countdown to the start of the BBC News, and she still managed to get caught.
Fantastic.
It's very good.
Now,
Professional to the end.
before we start, can I just have a moment to address the audience?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Thoughts from Chris.
Thoughts from Chris. I just want to take a very quick moment to say last week we had some technical difficulties and this week I've been working to fix them, but I want to say a huge, massive, ginormous thanks to voiceover guy who via email
is in the
chatted
chat
through me. I don't know if he's there today or
He
not.
is.
There we go. Well, yeah, thank you, Guy. I massively appreciate the help that you've given me up to now. Hopefully we're in a better position this week. If not, it's because Amazon have sold me dodgy XLR cables. But Guy's also offered to take a look through our gear and give us a bit of a hand because he's a bit of a techie genius and he only lives around the corner. So in the new year, I'm going to take all my gear over there and we're going to give it a quick assessment and stuff and see if we can make sure it's working all right, see what new stuff maybe we need to purchase in the future to keep us going. And yeah, that's it really. Just wanted to say.
Listeners didn't get the full effect of that because, as Chris said, can I address the audience? He cut to a close-up camera of himself.
Oh, yeah.
And it was quite funny.
We just can
That
now,
sounds
can't we?
like a gloriously nerdy afternoon, though. You're going to really enjoy that, aren't you?
I genuinely can't wait, actually. I'm really looking forward to it.
You'll have to do that when one of us gets let go because we've done something like, unforgivable.
Yeah.
And then you have to say, like, we just have to start by saying Hugh isn't going to be continuing with us anymore. It's a bit weird that you've did a close-up on me when I'm saying it's me.
Where you were saying it.
So we've established voiceover guys in the chat. Who else is in the chat, Huey?
Who are they?
All aboard. Now, Emily is first in the chat. 10 days until DLP.
10 days?
Yep.
That's amazing.
And Emily adds, that's 10 days of panic packing, wrapping, and try to straighten the house out for me. Hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. Yes, you've got to have an emergency tidy up because the last minute stuff you have to do creates a mess, but you don't want to come home to that mess. We gutted the house last time and we came home and it was lovely to come home to. Apart from the fact that you come home to your house smell, which you didn't notice, but after 2 weeks of not being in it, you can smell it as if you've come from your own another house. You know what I mean? You know,
You
you know what I mean?
can't,
Yeah,
you can't
I know
leave
what
a
you mean.
candle burning for 2 weeks, can you?
No.
John says, evening guys, 85 days for me. Got all my restaurant reservations. Getting so excited now. Oh, I want to say congrats to our Disney pal Susie,
Yes.
who's had a second baby. So congrats to Susie and Dan and Sister Dot.
Yay, babies.
Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, that's Chris's standard response. Yeah, babies.
I got to say it twice this week because another mutual friend had their baby as well this week, didn't they?
Oh,
Sophie.
yeah, she did, yeah. Well, I paused then because I didn't know you knew her as well. But I guess we were, yeah.
I was in Sweeney Todd with her.
Yeah.
Come on.
Gareth says, I had an amazing time in Paris. Ended up going to the hospital following day though. Oh no. I hope it wasn't. Hope it wasn't too bad.
Oh, he says further down in the chat actually. You'll see in a minute.
Pains in my chest and struggling to breathe. Thankfully, tests came back. It's just my asthma. Speedy recovery, Gareth. Sounds like all the excitement was maybe too much. Let's start with this one. Hey everyone, can't wait for the show tonight. Been loving the festive shorts. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, from last year?
Yeah, they must be last year's. We were trying to do 24? Or was it? No, we were trying to do 12. we got to about 8 or something.
8, yeah.
They were good, though.
We talked about committing to it this year as well, and we just didn't.
Yeah.
To be honest, till this moment, I'd forgotten about it, and it's the 10th of December, so it's a good job, isn't
Well,
it?
Not much had chance, though, have we?
No,
No.
We've all been a little bit busy.
I hadn't forgotten. I just knew we couldn't. Yeah, check out our shorts channel on here, and they'll be there somewhere. The Dunn family, bring on Boxing Day. 16 more sleeps. Lucy says, hi, it's Bonnie. Hello, Bonnie. She's eating Nutella crackers upstairs.
Oh, nice.
Andrew says, hey, sat here wondering who spends €330 on a bottle of champagne at a theme park. Should we be packing formal wear now? Yes, you should, Andrew. Well, Bonnie adds, am I the only one who's liked this live? Get liking, guys.
No.
You don't upset a child. Hello to Mark with a
We've
Q.
got her on contract.
Mark with a Q is here. Good to see you again, Mark. And in response to Andrew's wine champagne thing, says, that's unfortunately the target market now.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting that way.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to Sam. Good evening, everyone, says Sam. And Jimmy with the pink hand. All packed and ready for DLP tomorrow.
What
Hello.
show-offs?
Hello. I hope you have a great time. Jimmy. Dan says, hey, everyone. It's been a while since I've been able to say hi on a Sunday. It has, Dan, but we're glad you're here. Just checking in then. We'll catch up tomorrow as usual. Hello to Moritz and Kerry and Lisa. And Scottish Claire back in the house. And Cheryl, all the old pals. Disney Bride 2013. Who is Nate? Question mark. Plus Whitney, Wits Wanderlust. Voiceover guy, as we said. And Magical by Sarah. And I believe that is everyone except for Ruth, who just gets in there with a hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Kerry has asked a really good question that all three of us can answer in different ways. So
Ooh, I like those ones.
she's just said she really wants to book a last-minute trip for January. Is it a good time to go? Could you just make a note of that, Huey, and we'll come to it after the news?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I think that is a really good conversation to have at this point.
I'll put
in
Kerry
time.
dash January? Question mark.
Pompey Ben at work. I think I've said that right.
Pompey Ben at work.
Pompey Ben at work.
Portsmouth fan.
Hi, long time listener, but first ever time and alive on YouTube.
No.
You ready? Trip review. I haven't got my glasses on. Can somebody read that?
No, I think it's a typo, but I
You
think
had trip review out in November 22. I had the daughter who decided to break her foot the day before
Oh.
traveling.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Ben. No, it's not just the typo. I'm genuinely kind of like squinting. So when I read things wrong, I'm like, have I read that wrong or can I not see? Anyway.
I've got a really tickly nose, and so if I keep scratching my nose for you people watching, not listening,
I did a
that's
moment
why.
ago before we
It's just-
started.
It's non-stop tickling. It's just like going like that.
Shall we get on to one of the news items
Ooh, let's.
before we or are you dead thirsty?
No, let's do a bit of news.
Let's do a bit of news. Okay. So we've got 3 pieces of news, but all 3 of them are quite large.
Ooh.
So can you wait for your drinks?
I can wait.
Well,
Can
no,
you wait?
well,
Can you
we can do like one and then have a drink.
wait? Yeah.
Okay.
It's allowed, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So,
Everybody wait.
Put your cups down.
Rosalie, or Bistro Rosalie,
Rosalie.
is now open.
Ouvre.
You've given me the itchy nose.
It's
And-
contagious.
And it is posh. It is swanky on the inside. It's a lot more Art Deco than I imagined. From the outside, it looked quite earthy. It's very high end. There is a lobster and an oyster bar. So,
And steak tartare on the menu.
we've not criticised it, but we've questioned the fact that it replaces this like very child-friendly Disney character meal, exciting thing. But it's clear from what it is that they are going for something totally different.
I criticise it. I've
it's not-
criticised it constantly this week.
Yeah. It's not that they've missed the mark. It's that they've been aiming for a different mark, basically.
Yeah.
And I've read several different major new Disney news outlets review it, and they almost all say it's amazing. The food's amazing, and a lot of them say it's a good thing. That it's really up to the standard of food in the Disney Village, and I think that's fair, because in the Disney Village, if you have champagne tastes, there really is like chain restaurants and Annette's and burger places, and you know what I mean? Like the poshest place you can go is Rainforest Cafe.
I just find it interesting that they've got a sports bar. They've then put in the Royal Pub, which is basically Wetherspoons, and now they've put in the Yuppie Wine Bar. That's what it feels like to me. It just feels like they're trying to cater for drinkers more than... I know it's a restaurant, I know it is, but they're calling it a wine bar. They're calling it a restaurant and wine bar, and or something like that. And it just feels like it's... I don't know.
And they've
want
got an
drinkers at Disney now.
extensive wine menu.
Yeah.
However, given what we've already said in the chat about the way the prices are rising and the target market is changing, it's if they're trying to attract high-end customers, high-rolling customers, this is very reminiscent of a very, very posh hotel in the centre of London where you might take a client for a meal. It doesn't shout Disney at me, but there is no doubt that it shouts high quality. And that has been echoed by everybody in that we can't go on bashing the menu or the style because they've achieved what they wanted to achieve. It's just not what we three would have
Wanted them to
chosen.
achieve,
I just question who's going to a Disney park and saying, this is all very expensive anyway, but I want something that's not like the thing we came for, but still to be expensive, please.
It's not that expensive to be... Well, I mean, it's Disney expensive.
There's another thing to me, which is that, and I guess it's the same with anywhere that you eat there, really, but because of the type of food this, and because in France they're foodies, and you know it's a big deal, it's a big part of their culture, you could get on a train and go not very far at all and get those exact meals for a fraction of the price. And I guess that's it. They're trying to get a captive audience in there. I guess. I don't know. But what? I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, that's the other thing. There was a comment, I think it was from DLP report last week, that the Disney are really making a conscious effort to keep the park in the park and have the Disney Village to be a different sort of destination.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to get locals on date night to go, then maybe that's the target audience, but it's an expensive way of doing it. But why do that when you've got 7 hotels full of Disney tourists?
Well, and
you know,
isn't one of the isn't the yacht club a fish restaurant? So
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod, sorry, whichever one isn't the buffet. It's a fish restaurant. So I'm assuming you can already get a lot of this stuff there anyway.
Shall we
That's
have
how
a
I
look
feel
at the
about it.
menus? We always like a good chat through the menus. Now, it's open from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. Breakfast is served. This is information I've managed to find, guys, and there's going to be discrepancy here. Breakfast is served from 8 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. and then the main menu, which is the lunch and dinner menu, is 11:30 till 11 p.m. So that gives me an hour where they don't tell me what they're serving, but they also don't say that they're closed. So I'm hoping someone can explain that. Maybe they're just getting out the last lot of breakfast diners and, you know, whatever.
Oh, we've disappeared. I've just realised. Sorry. You can't see us, but we're still here, honest.
No worries. And then they have a special lunch menu between 11:30 and 3 p.m, which is €27 for 2 courses, which, like I say, isn't terrible by Disney standards at all, given the standard of food on offer. They also have a seafood and oyster bar. We need to talk about the comptere as well in a second, but let's have a look at this menu. That is too small for me, so I am just...
It's all right, we can do what we like because they can't see us at the moment, so you can go nuts.
I can even say this because she's in the chat. Bonnie, darling, my love, would you get me some glasses from the ensuite and bring them down? Thank you very much. I have several
Chief
pairs
grip.
of glasses. Yeah. I lose them regularly, so I buy lots. So, hors d'oeuvres, we've got... Is that the page we're on?
We're on the front page. It says Rosalie on it.
Right, got it. Okay, so seafood, we've got whelks.
Ooh.
I'll be honest, I don't know what a whelk
Where's
is.
Welker? That's from our classics.
What's a whelk?
There you go. What's a whelk? It's a type of seafood, obviously. It's shellfish. Your shellfish.
Doesn't like to share.
Here she comes. Here comes Bonnie. You can't
Thank
see this, but Bonnie's
you.
here.
She's here. Thank you, Bonnie.
Go on, back up to your room.
Okay. Shrimp,
Bonnie is a free...
prawn.
It's a free
Shrimp,
elf.
eh?
I know what shrimp is. Prawns, label rouge. Don't know what that... Well, I know
Red
what prawns
prawns.
are. Red prawns, yeah. Half a lobster with mayonnaise.
Oh.
Served cold with mayonnaise. And whole lobster served cold with mayonnaise
What
for
do they do
45
with the other half?
euros.
They give it to someone else, I imagine.
So you get a front half or a back half?
No, it's cut in half.
Is it down the middle?
Yeah, it's like a whatever you call it.
A chicken?
No, I am-
Like half a
cross
chicken?
section of a lobster.
I'm going to show myself to be very uncultured here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oyster bar. They have 4 different types of oysters.
Yeah,
And they serve them by the 6 or by the 12.
yeah.
I have never eaten an oyster, but I just did not know this was how they were offered. I've never been to a restaurant with an oyster bar before.
No, I've
So
not
you've
had
got
oysters.
Breton cupped oysters, you've got Saint Vaast special oysters, you've got Fins de Clare oysters, and you've got Giladieu special oysters.
So the thing about oysters is, an old friend of ours, David Wood, used to quite openly say, eating oysters is like licking phlegm off a cobblestone.
No. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's one of those things that sticks with you, and I don't want an oyster because of that. Because of that.
Mm. And then they've got seafood platters, which, you know, comprise of different bits of what I've just said. And the oyster sheller is $29.50 for one person, or you can get a sharing one for €59. Oyster tasting platter, $33.50 for one, $67 for 2. Or the Rosalie serves 2 for €117. Now, earlier on I went, it's not bad price-wise. What I meant was like the lunch menu was lunch prices, but this is where what I mean by they're trying to attract high roller gourmands.
Breakfast looks all right, though,
It's
doesn't
like, I mean, we went to Las Iguanas today, and I felt bad for ordering a chicken burger because it's like, you know, it's one of the cheaper items, and it's pretty unadventurous. But it's because I didn't have enough time looking at the menu. Imagine ordering a chicken burger in here. You'd be mortified, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be mortified, especially since they don't sell it. You'd look like a right fool. But, you know, the equivalent of that, just going there, I'll just have a tap water and a chicken burger, please.
The good news is, and this is genuinely good news because it didn't need to go this way, they do have a kids menu.
Ooh.
So you can have mussels and French fries.
Oh my
Good luck. Ham, coquillettes, I presume that's coquettes, but smaller, in creamy Parmesan sauce. Am I
Okay.
wrong?
Sounds
Sounds about right, doesn't it? And chicken nuggets and French fries.
There
So
you go,
thank
chicken
goodness.
nuggets.
Thank goodness for the chicken nuggets. And then
Yeah.
they can have Granny's chocolate mousse, seasonal fruit salad, or a scoop of ice cream.
Oh.
Well done.
I'll have the kids menu.
But
please.
Please.
they have specified that is only up to 11 years old. I don't think they should. With kids menus, I think it's a rum do when they specify that, because you'll get 12-year-olds who are still a bit fussy, and
Yeah.
you also get adults who are pushy. But you get quite old teenagers with additional needs who have got similar palates, and I don't like it. It's rough when they do that. The lunch menu that I mentioned earlier for €27, very limited choices, but it is, I think, reasonable.
Oh, I'd eat here. Actually,
Yeah.
actually looking at the lunch, it's reasonably priced, and there's a meal that I would eat there.
Yeah. So you've got butternut cream soup with chestnuts, or you've got Lebel Rouge Royan's ravioli, which looked really nice. I saw that. For your hors d'oeuvres, and then for your main dish, you've got mussels in white wine sauce or
Nope.
Toulouse pork
I'm not
sausage.
a mussels fan at
I
all.
like mussels.
Yeah.
I like Toulouse pork sausage, especially with finely mashed potatoes and butter. And then for the dessert, you've got creme brulee or tatatane.
Sorry, you said some extraordinary things there, that's all.
I said very ordinary things.
My
and
mind's
you
gone to smut.
Yes, I understand. But yeah, I love tatatane, but I also like ordering tatatane because I get to say tatatane. Which
Stop saying tatatan.
I enjoy greatly.
A tart tatan.
Yeah, tart tatan.
Tart tatan. Tatatan. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit sublime to the ridiculous because that is a very accessible menu.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where most of their service will go during the lunch hours. Right, let's have a really quick look through the other menu. This is your general menu that's served for lunch and dinner. So even though there's a lunch menu, you can get all this a la carte stuff at lunch. You can't get that €27 deal at dinner. That is between 11:30 and 3.
Oh.
So you've got hors d'oeuvres, which... Oh, I've lost it.
Horses d'oeuvres.
Horses d'oeuvres, which
Horses d'oeuvre.
range in price from €10 to €20, and it ranges from butternut cream soup to Scottish smoked salmon. With everything in between, you've got duck pate en croûte, avocado and shrimp cocktail, soft boiled egg with oyster mushrooms. These are
They're nice things. Yeah,
I
there's
would
some really
eat
nice
this
there.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's what I like is it is kind of a step above what I usually eat, so it feels
Yeah.
like an event, but it's not like Captain Jack's. I did find quite inaccessible, even though I enjoyed eating
Yeah.
there. It's fancy pants stuff, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So your meats.
At least it's in a fun environment. At Captain
True.
Jack's.
You've got Normandy beef tartare. Now, this is raw chopped beef, isn't it? That's where they lose me, I'm afraid. But then you do have braised beef with Parmesan rigatoni and grilled ribeye steak and chicken supreme and Rosalie's sauerkraut and old-fashioned veal blanquette, just like your mum used to make, with pilaf rice. In the fish aisle, they have
Fish
champagne.
aisle.
Champagne roasted scallops, grilled lobster.
Do you like scallops?
I do like scallops, but the €32. You
Don't
see,
like
that's
that
no.
those scallops.
I don't €32 like them.
No.
Just to bring us back to the meats, they range in price from €21 to €28, to 34 actually. The ribeye steak is 34.
That's not bad, really, is it, for a ribeye?
It's okay. Grilled lobster is €48. Mussels with chablis is €19.50. Again, I mean, it's not McDonald's, is it? But I'm not finding these
Which is
prices
just over the
like-
road.
Yeah,
I like how they've been precise about that and saying Chablis when...
everything else is white wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the prices are not like eye-watering in the way that some Disney prices can be. They're not cheap, but they are. And then you've got cheese and desserts, which includes a Norwegian omelette. Can someone explain a Norwegian omelette to me, please?
It's an omelette that's
from Norway.
made in the style of how Norwegians make omelette.
Good.
There you
How
go.
do Norwegians make an omelette?
I imagine with some kind of fermented fish. Oh, no, that's Sweden, isn't it? I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that someone in the chat can find that out for me. because I
I
want to know.
bet we never go here.
I think that is a
It's
possibility.
baked Alaska.
Oh. There you go. Bourbon vanilla creme brulee, floating islands, custard sauce with salted butter caramel, exotic fruit salad, souffled chocolate mousse,
Hang on.
tatatan.
Hang on.
Back up a second.
Yeah.
What's all this custard and salt caramel business?
It says floating island, custard sauce, and salted butter caramel.
Right, we're going.
The
Okay.
floating islands, you get
We're going.
some of the buffets, don't you?
I
I
think-
love them.
We're going.
Are they usually meringues?
Yeah, it's like a floating island of meringue, and you put it in a bowl of
Custard sauce?
Custard sauce.
Can I get
glaze.
Can I get that for 3 courses, like the way Reginald Perrin gets ravioli for 3 courses in the Fall and Rise / the Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin?
Yes.
Ravioli, followed by ravioli and ravioli.
And can I just say that having gone through the menu, do you know, I'm going to go back to us now. Here you go. Back to us. Having gone through the menu, I feel far more inclined to eat there than I did beforehand. There's stuff that I wouldn't touch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a seafood person at all.
No, I'm not.
But-
I'm afraid. I wish I was.
But Laura really is. So
But I'm
if
just
she
not.
wanted to go there, then I absolutely would. And there's something there the boys would eat. So, and I do like to lose sausage.
I would go here. There's several items that I would be quite excited about having. It's a good dessert menu.
Yeah.
I thought somebody just said snails. I thought
Escargot.
I'd
Cavalcade.
seen escargot, but
Yeah,
now I
was
can't
there.
find
It
it.
was
Where
there.
is it?
It's on the the blah, 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 blah.
The blah blah
The
blah.
hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, is it?
Lucy got
Yeah.
snails on the Disney cruise,
I
and
like
and I
snails.
said, "All right, I'm going to try them. And she got them, and I looked at them, and I just said, "I can't do it because I just know that they wouldn't get past my lips without me gipping."
Try anything once. That's what I say.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I would, but I know exactly how my throat works, and the minute I put it in my mouth, I'd be going,
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Six snails for $11.50
So it
or
would-
12 for
it'd be a
22.
waste.
You see, I've had snails a few times, and I mean, to be fair, it's usually a kind of meat covered in garlic
Yeah.
or in white wine sauce or something. So you're mainly eating the sauce, but I've always enjoyed them when I've had them.
But underneath all that sauce, it's still a snail.
yeah. At what point do you just say, "Can I just have the sauce and maybe a bit of bread for dipping?"
Yeah.
Emma says that Kat loves snails. Very much a Portuguese thing. Can't bring myself to try them.
Yeah.
They're nice.
There's quite a bit of love in the chat actually for what's there.
I've come round to it, and also now I've realised what they're trying to do is definitely not what we wanted them to do. I'm like, well, what you're trying to do, you are doing well.
What I want is lots of little quirky places that look like they've been there since the 50s. I want a little tapas place. I want a little Italian. I want places like that.
Yeah.
With a surly woman stood inside that doesn't
want-
want you to come and eat at a restaurant.
Yeah, I want a tapas place, but it's like it's got stuff all over the walls. Like it's like the room is thick with things, trinkets hanging from the walls. That kind of place. That's my vibe.
And the owner randomly one day went to the UK and fell in love with some random football team like Grimsby, and there's like Grimsby town scarves and stuff all over the place.
Yeah,
No apparent reason.
yeah.
I love that. Go on then. Oh, should we drink? Can we drink now? Can we?
Let's have a
Gasping.
drink. Let's have a drink.
Let's do it.
Hey, ole, it's showtime! All together! Your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, now drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
Chris, you today will be enjoying a pineapple and grapefruit crush from Aldi, which is basically Lilt. Sugar free.
I like lilt.
I'm having this is from like 2 or 3 weeks ago when Chris brought these
yeah.
these Nisi drinks and I got the pear drop lemonade and it's been sat in the fridge this whole time.
I drank mine because we'd been doing Beyond Insanity, hadn't we? And I needed more fluid.
Oh, the bomb beyond insanity.
Yeah.
From
I've actually brought something spicy today. I don't know if you want to give that a go at some point.
definitely because it's 2 of my favourite things.
Do we save it for when we read out the trip
Yeah,
reports again?
yeah.
Excellent.
Right.
Carry on then.
Yeah.
Should we news?
Yeah, so there's just one more kind of Rosalie related thing that I haven't mentioned yet. And that's that they do have a takeout window on the
I saw
side
that,
of it. It's called Le Comptoir. Can someone just confirm I'm saying that right? Top bullet point. Le Comptoir. Yeah.
Comptoir.
Oh, Comptoir.
Comptoir.
Okay. And yeah, it's like a little bakery takeout window on the side of Rosalie, and it sells pastries and sandwiches, sweet and savoury snacks. There was kind of like delicate cakes. I'm trying to think. There's a French word for this. Patisserie.
Patisserie,
Thank you. There's patisserie. There was quiche. And
Quiche Lorraine.
Quiche, that kind of thing, flans. But this makes a really good option for Disney breakfasts.
They have a sit-in breakfast as well, I think, don't they? You can get
They do, but
croissants and
I couldn't find the menu.
No, I saw DLP report posted some pictures. Maybe check that out on Twitter. But there's a deal that's reasonably priced, like €8 or €9 for a coffee and a pastry of your choice and something else edible and orange juice, I think, as well. Was it toast and jam or something? Not toast, but something like that, something along those lines. But yeah, look pretty decent and reasonably priced.
That's good.
Someone in the chat's just asked. Lisa says, "I'm taking it. It's not included in the dining plan."
I
Doesn't look
honestly
like it.
don't know that at this point, but I tell you what, it's not even on the app, because I thought the easiest way of checking the menus was to go onto the app.
Yeah.
And it's not even listed there. And then
The
when
Rainforest Cafe isn't though, is it?
on the dining plan,
On the Disney app.
no,
So
on the Disney app.
Yeah, and McDonald's isn't, and other ones. So if it's not associated with Disney, it probably makes sense that it's not on there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't think Annette's is.
So I'm presuming it won't be. Annette's
Is it?
Yeah. I'm presuming it won't be on the dining plan then, no. But I'm happy to be corrected on that.
Vapianos.
It's also only been open 24 hours or 36 hours, I
Well, they wanna get
suppose,
on
at
with
this
it.
point. So, yeah, and it was very kind of last minute, the way that the date and everything was announced, wasn't it? And that because often
You
they
were
do.
saying that last week, weren't you?
Well, they often release menus before somewhere opens, and I don't know. It just felt a bit kind of
Get people
Well, yeah, because-
salivating.
yeah.
Because when the Royal Pub opened, we had the menus like at least a week before, didn't we?
Oh,
We talked
yeah.
through them
Oh
all, and
yeah,
here we are.
we were laughing at that.
We're
Weeks
at the back
before.
of it all, and not only that, when it opened, online there weren't English menus anywhere. I looked all over the place. It's taken days for the English ones to turn up because everyone was taking pictures and showing the French ones. I didn't understand them. I didn't get it. So thanks for finding the English ones. I appreciate that because it
You're welcome.
helps my poor English brain.
But yeah, I've come round to it.
Yeah.
But I am more excited almost about this takeout window, because I just think on your way to and from the hotel, somewhere you can just grab a quick sandwich at a window. Well, I'm hoping it doesn't have mammoth queues. It probably will. But it's a useful tool.
I'll tell you what though, it's probably just me, but if I'm grabbing something from a window, if it's not like associated with something a bit more themed, even if it's convenient and I could just walk by and get something, I'd probably be inclined not to, because I don't know, I wouldn't feel like I was on my Disney holiday if I was at like a, quite a nice looking window to get something. Like a patisserie or something. I don't know. I think what I want is a Cheshire cat tail, or
I get that.
You're being very Hugh.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I did caveat that at the start. But.
Something for discussion on the Extra Magic Time show afterwards, actually. But I started watching Behind the Attraction, and one of the episodes in the second series is about food. And when you watch that, you realise, firstly, you realise the amount of effort that goes into it all, but also you realise how different it is we already know this, in France to what it is in, the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's another reason I'm quite pleased about the way Rosalie has turned out, in that we've followed Disney vloggers and bloggers from the US who go to the US parks and anticipate being blown away by the French food because it's France, and get there and are scathing. And I'm always a bit like, oh. I think this is what they expect. Rosalie.
You could be well be right.
I
yeah.
think this is what, transatlantic travellers have been expecting. We, on the other hand, are used to being disappointed by French food. So,
Oh,
sorry, France.
contentious.
Sorry, France.
Do we need a disclaimer here?
Lucy's opinions are not the opinions of the show as a
I'm going
whole.
to start a UK-France war, aren't I?
Lucy won't be joining us on the show anymore. Is it like that, Hugh?
Yeah, it's like when it's like when Richard Bacon was no longer there, and they had to cut someone and say he did something very wrong. On Blue Peter, that was.
Right. New nighttime spectacular. I've actually changed this to nighttime spectacular pre-show because, well, okay, I have to backtrack a bit because I wasn't here for a week and then none of us were here for a week. And this news happened during that time.
We talked about the electric sky parade, didn't we? In the Bro Show.
The Bro
and
Show.
And the Symphony of Colour.
And we talked about Symphony of Colour as well, but you've got more imagery now than we had when we talked about it.
And we've got dates and various things. So, yeah, I was kind of like, well, this needs talking about, and I didn't know how much had been talked about.
And let's be honest, me and you won't have talked about it properly anyways.
So, from the 8th of... there's a new season that is going to last from the 8th of January till late September. So this is an odd thing. This is very much kind of it's not the 30th anymore, but we're also not doing the big seasons we're going to do. So it's kind of, it feels a bit of an in-between thing, but it does look really exciting. And the season is called A Symphony of Colour. But as part of that, you were going to have the Electric Sky Parade that Hugh and Chris have already talked about. Which is going to be the what used to be the Main Street Electrical Parade, but reimagined in the sky through drones. Did you mention that they've got a new type of drone that actually emits sparklers?
Don't think so.
Did we? No, I feel like we did, but Hugh did the research. If he says no, then we didn't.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'd heard about this. Do tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's coming from the concept art, but like... Captain Hook's ship flies across the sky, apparently, but it has like vapor trails coming out the back. So this is utilising a new type of drone. They're always right at the cutting edge of this technology. I don't want to say that Disney have invented it, but I think it is very cutting edge, where they can actually send fireworks out of drones, so they can be quite directional. So that.
At what point does it become a weapon?
Yeah. Well, drones are weapons.
It could be used for like crowd dispersion.
Just chasing people down Main Street.
Yeah, the carnage. This is when AI goes wrong. The first thing they're going to come for are the firework firing drones.
As I wasn't here when you did talk about it, I just want to get my own two penneth in that I am so freaking excited about this. So excited, because one of my best Disney memories of my childhood was the Main Street Electrical Parade. It really, anyone who saw it, it leaves this crazy indelible mark. You can still see it on the back of your eyelids. It was that bright. But it was just so impactful and visual and iconic. And yes, we know they're not going to bring it back, and we know there's various reasons for that. But to then take all that imagery and say we're doing it in this 21st century way, using this 21st century technology.
It's pretty cool.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I am so excited. And I can see some love hearts zooming up in the chat.
I think we said we weren't bothered. I think that's what we said.
Did you really?
No.
No, we didn't.
I think I whistled the theme tune about 13 or 14 times during the episode because I love the music.
I just love it. Just letting you know that it won't be performed on the 17th, 22nd or 23rd of January, because we're having Magic Over Disney. Now, this is a really odd thing. So, when we've been to Magic Over Disney before, it's been over Lake Disney. And it's good because it's a little extra event that doesn't happen all the time, and it's very odd and weird. But just to replace one nighttime show for another nighttime show on 3 nights doesn't make much difference. It just doesn't make a difference to your experience other than you've seen a different show. Certainly I think most families with kids only watch the fireworks once I think most people only watch the fireworks once in a trip. And so if you're not clued up on Disney and you just think, oh, it's most convenient for us to watch the fireworks on the Thursday night because then we can go home on the Friday or whatever, you're not going to know if it's one thing or the other. So I don't see how Disney benefit from doing Magic Over Disney and just replacing what is this awesome, exciting new show for a different new show. And I don't get it.
They weren't consecutive nights, were they?
No, 17th, 22nd and 23rd.
I wonder how many people are going to be confused as to what they're watching.
Yeah.
It's not as good as I thought. Where's the sparkler firework drones?
Yeah, they're turning
Why
up
aren't
for
they chasing me?
they've seen this one advertised and they've seen imagery for this, and then they get a different one. And I'm sure the other one will be brilliant as well. I mean, Disney deliver, but it's just an odd marketing
Yeah, and
choice.
I feel for those people, but at the same time, I'm going at Halloween and I'll miss it by a month. So yeah, Sodom as far as I'm concerned.
True.
You're probably going to be there for 2 days unless you're a one-day visitor, so you'll get to see it the other day.
Well, Emma says she's hoping that they keep it forever because I think this it'll be a long time till we're back in DLP.
I hope so too, but do you not get the impression that having not done a new parade for a very long time, this and with the new technology of the drones, that this is their way to not have to refresh and get a lot of new dancers all trained up and everything, and do something else that's impactful and can stay around for a bit, to let that parade last a little bit longer?
Well, I mean, the electric parade had all sorts of problems. I don't think it's laziness on the part of Disney why they're not doing the electric parade. Are you on about the daytime parade?
Yeah, the daytime parade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we're more than due.
Did we get
a
it for the
refresh, aren't we?
25th
Yeah.
anniversary? Yeah, so it's 6 years old now.
And I reckon if we hadn't been shut for 2 years, then probably they would have planned to do a new one for the 30th. Don't you think? Like
Perhaps.
a new permanent one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just they want to make the most of this technology, these drones, and do as much different things as they can. This is something that people are screaming out for because it's electric, Main Street Electric Arcade parade, and I totally understand why they're doing it, and I think it's great. But I think it'll be around for a while.
I hope it'll be around for a
But
while.
they keep updating the nighttime stuff. Like how many things have they changed in the last year? It feels like they're kind of tweaking. They're bringing the drone show.
Yeah.
Change that slightly. They bring back the old Disney Dreams and blah blah.
But
blah, blah.
also
It just seems to be
this
constantly
idea of
changing.
the pre-show to the fireworks is not going. We haven't had a gap in that. We had the 30th one, then we had a special Christmas one, and now we've got this one. And I just think that this is the thing now. It will be fireworks plus pre-show, and the pre-show will change.
Can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news. Cheryl Yates says apparently there's no more coffee machines in Hotel Cheyenne. Sorry, I thought it was worth saying.
Just
Breaking
no
news.
coffees there.
No more coffee machines in Cheyenne.
We don't drink coffee. I didn't even know the word.
No, but it's one of those big tips, isn't it? You take your card, you get a free coffee every day on your from the coffee machines.
Oh, really?
Oh, the ones in the
hotels.
corridor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember the ones in the corridor.
So they're not there in Cheyenne anymore.
Boo.
There you go.
Well, she added that they got their free coffees in Santa Fe 2 weeks ago.
Nice. I imagine they'll be going from there as well.
I've still never set foot. I've never seen the Santa Fe building.
We'll do
I
it
did,
next
but
time.
It's
We'll go
like
next-
it's a myth.
I think I've said before, we went and ate there, but we were all so tired that it was just a really grumpy, horrible experience.
It's the grounds are good for walking around because you have to walk through lots of small car parks if you know because of the way it's laid out. But I actually really liked the room. I really liked the main building.
The shop was good.
Yeah, and the shop. And if you can get inside one of the courtyards where it's all like cactuses and stuff, it feels really good. But the problem is the amount of like I say, little car areas.
The restaurant has a high school refectory kind of feel to it. That's what it felt like to me. But again, I was really tired.
Is there any chance you're saying that's a good thing?
Does it sound like I'm saying?
No. I just thought, there's an outside chance you thought it was quaint.
Right.
Aw, I love that.
So the other thing we
school
found
feeling.
out, well, I think you guys already know. I'm a bit behind on this as to what you've talked about and when.
Okay.
Is we've got a new cavalcade and hub show called A Million Splashes of Colour. Now this starts on the 10th of February, so that will be relevant when we come to talk about this last minute January trip for Kerry in a minute. So that starts the 10th of February, and just like Dream and Shine Brighter, it is a 3-float cavalcade that comes round the hub, stops, and then does a show on the hub stages. So this is getting more and more ubiquitous, and it seems to be coming for every season that they do now. I know they did it for the season of the Jungle Book and the Lion King and the whatever that's called, you know that one. And they did it for Princess and Pirates. They did it for the Frozen mini season. Since it wasn't a thing, I don't think, when we started
They did it
going.
for Disney 100 as well.
Did it for Disney
They
100?
repainted one of
They've got those stages and they're using them, and it's great, and people love it. Anyway, I've got some more. Even if you already know about this, I've got some more photos to show you.
Mark Riley says, I'll be counting all those million splashes. There better not be 999,999.
So, what we have here is a little cardboard mock-up model, a maquette, is it? Like what Hugh makes at work.
Where's this from?
This is of one of the floats.
No, where'd you get the picture?
It's an official Disney picture.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
It's cool.
talk about that.
Well, it's really cool.
It is really cool.
We talked about it, didn't we, a few weeks ago about the black and white.
Yeah, it's an interesting
splashes
idea.
and stuff.
It's like the what was that restaurant called?
Oh yeah.
Artist palette.
Artist palette. It's all like line drawing inside. Everything's black and white.
Think it's going to come to colour at some point during the.
I
its trip?
don't think so. I think that is what it is, although I'm happy to be wrong. So the people listening, what we've got is a mainly black and white float with art objects, as in spray cans and paint pots and paintbrushes and pencils, and some of them are in black and white, some of them are starting to be in colour, and some of them are in full colour, as if it's in the process of being coloured in. I really, really, really like that. Can I say something sacrilege?
Go on.
I never loved the Dream and Shine Brighter floats. I know everybody else really, really loved that parade, and I thought the music was great and the way they did it, but I just found them a bit lacking in detail and gaudy.
They reminded me of those. Do you remember when you were kids and you used to have those building block things that were transparent? They just looked like different coloured bits of glass, and you stuck them all together, and you could make shapes out of them. I can't remember what it was called.
I know exactly what you mean.
Hugh's looking at me blankly. I feel like it would have been something right up your street, Hugh. But that's what they reminded me of.
Transparent building blocks.
Well, not blocks. They were
like flat piece of card.
Flat, tiley things, and they had like slices in them, and you could put them together into different shapes and stuff.
Sometimes they're hexagonal.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is far more up my street. It's far more kind of... it feels like it's got more of a narrative to it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm very excited about that, and I have some more concept art for you.
Ooh.
The background, by the way, guys, on our close-up camera is Lucy's new Christmas towel.
From my spendy day. So one of these is clearly influenced by comic books, because it's got Zap, Pop.
Does it say Bob on it?
It says Bob, yeah.
Sangwell.
Yeah.
Zay.
He's got his own flow. He's made
that
it.
says Bob.
and various things.
What does it say at the end? Because it looks like B-O-double-L and I can't read the rest of it. Oh, is it Buzz?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then.
What's it called when it's not a speech bubble, Hugh? When it's like a sound hit?
Just a sound effect.
Okay. But I mean, like on the cloud shape kind of thing. Oh, look, you are looking at my Google Calendar now.
Go away. She says go away.
What, you don't mean like a thought bubble?
I don't know what I mean.
You like the Batman zaps and boings.
Yeah, the thing is, that can be a little bit tiresome. Like, as someone who's made comics in the past, I had an article written about me in the local paper. I was, privy to this. It wasn't like, a hit piece. And it said, and it just like the title was like, "Whiz, pow, take that," and I don't make superhero comics, and it was all Ben-Day dots. They put some effort into it, bless them. But I just thought, oh, don't do that.
And then we've also got one that's sort of covered in letters. There's a T for Tigger. Is that a Z for Zerg? But this one has got words like Iago on there and tick and tack, Peter Pan. So they're going for characters. Maybe that's what they're doing on this one. Who's Bob then? We know who Buzz is.
Bob.
Who is Bob?
And
Bob.
Zap.
What Disney character could Bob refer to anybody?
We
Other than the Disney character Bob Sangwell.
Zip.
It's lovely bobbing along.
Well, I was thinking of bobbing along. Yeah, is there a
Anyway, they're looking good.
Bob? Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's Bob Iger.
Yeah. Bob Chapek. John says it's given Art Attack from early 2000 vibes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'll take that.
I am feeling that, yeah. That's a TV show in the UK.
And then finally, for pictures, then you can come back to our beautiful faces.
Oh.
We have
I think we looked at this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did look at that.
decorations on Main Street and on the
There's a
station.
comment on the recycling of the 30th anniversary stuff.
Yeah, it is. And it's very common to just use these medallions. I'm interested by who they've chosen to have on, though. 'Cause
See,
That's what we were saying.
again, I don't get excited. I don't walk into a park and go, oh, look, it's the face of these characters. There's another face of a character, and there's a face in a circle.
But
it's a bit...
do 7-year-olds,
It's just like slapping IP on, isn't it?
You do if it's your favourite, don't you?
There will be 4-year-olds who come in and see Buzz's face on the train station,
Yeah.
and that is the most excited they've been all day.
Good
Yeah,
You know.
true.
Good for them.
They're doing some things in the gardens near the hub with, I don't know how to say this. I wanted to write something really artistic, but it's big plastic flowers. That's what it is. But
Are
they
they
look really cool.
Are they replacing the Garden of Wonders? Is that what's happening to them?
Yes. From what I gather, there's going to be actual living foliage.
Uh-huh.
But then there's going to be some rather larger than life flowers
I
kind
love a
of
permanent-
incorporated in.
Permanent spot for the Garden of Wonders stuff.
Oh, I love the
Just
garden.
keep it forever because it
It
was
is.
cool.
Stick it in the London park when they build it over at the studios.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
yeah.
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 That Garden of Wonder stuff, that's when I was like, Disneyland Paris is killing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, now that, ladies and gents, is all she wrote.
We're not going to have time for any
Trip
trip
reports.
reports this week, are we? We've only got 10
Well,
minutes left.
Should we talk about the January
Kerry
question?
dash January question mark? Yeah. So Kerry was asking earlier, is it worth going in January?
Hugh,
So
can we
we'll-
have some licorice while we discuss this?
Oh yeah.
Is it
so we'll-
there?
We'll break this into two halves. First of all, should we save that for the Patreon show so that we can...
No.
No, I can just feel you two getting distracted from the topic of Disney, but
No,
go on.
we'll be all right. We'll be professional.
Do you want a rubber glove? So this is a packet of hot licorice. It's called soft eating licorice extreme chili, and it comes with a plastic bag for your fingers. Well, a glove, I'm guessing.
Nah, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
You sure you'll scratch your eye in 2 hours and regret it?
Or worse.
There you
Scratch
go.
your bum.
Get in there.
Thank you. See, licorice and hot things are two of my favourite things of all time.
That's why I bought them. Do you want one, Lucy?
No.
That is immediately
Oh,
like spicy.
biting, yeah.
But it's spicy. That's great. I'm gonna get me some of this.
Oh,
Right. January.
Right, so we can split this answer into two halves because Chris has been in the gap between New Year's and them taking down Christmas. So he's managed to get that magic week where it's still Christmas, even though it's definitely not Christmas anymore. And we have been later on in January. We went about the 20th of January. So we've all been.
In 2020,
Yeah, in
different-
2020, just before the world ended.
Yeah.
we got a train there, a connection at Lille, and a young couple there who were coughing like I've never seen anyone cough before. If we'd have known, we wouldn't have gone anywhere near them.
We didn't get COVID though, did you? So
No,
don't matter.
no.
So, Chris, do you want to go first? How was your week?
Right. Here's the thing: if you want to go for Christmas, but you want the back end of Christmas as your treat, then it's fine. The problem is it's not Christmas anymore, but it's still Christmas in the parks, and it's a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a really good time. It was cold. It was really busy. So we arrived on the 2nd of January and we stayed for that, like 5 days I think we were there for. And it was okay. But yeah, it was really, really busy. It was very, very cold. The parks were still open late, which they're not later on in the month, I don't think, are they? So that was kind of good.
Yeah.
But there's just something about when it's not Christmas anymore, but Santa's still going down Main Street. There's just a
Yes.
little bit kind of, I'm kind of done with this because Christmas is about the build up to Christmas
Absolutely.
and not the after Christmas. That, in my view, anyway. So
Yeah.
that's I wouldn't go that week if I were you. I'd wait till after the 6th, have Christmas out of the way, and and then go. That'd be my choice if I was going to go again in January.
I'm with you there. Unless for some reason maybe you've had to postpone Christmas and you just say, oh, well, this year we'll have to celebrate it a bit later. But that's quite a rare circumstance that you would choose to do that and go to Disneyland Paris and go, well, I'll have our Christmas later this year.
In our experience, this year, I wouldn't wait till I'd wait till after the 8th. If you don't like what Chris just said, or you do like what Chris just said, I should say, the 8th is when the new pre-show starts, and that is big deal to me. But in our experience, we went at the 20th-ish of January, and it was very cheap. And that's the draw, because it is the downest of down seasons. It might be the cheapest week of the year. I don't know. And we had annual passes. We were trying to get in a sneaky extra, and that was how we did it. So that was the draw, and that is a good reason. However, the reason it's cheap is because it is the downest of down seasons. There was nothing extra, although we got the Season of the Force and the Frozen celebration, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that was on, but you didn't get, like, the food festival wasn't on. There wasn't. Things were slightly understaffed. Certain food locations were shut.
Rides shut. A lot of rides shut.
A lot. I can't remember which rides, but there will have been rides on.
It tends to be painting time, doesn't it? They start to spruce up things ready for half terms and stuff.
Yeah, so there was a lot of things shut. There was a lot of things shut in, food places that shut at 4:00. That eternal beef that we have, because the numbers were low and the thing was low. Now, thing is, I would go again for that because I've been to Disney so many times. I don't mind that too much. I wouldn't do your once in a lifetime holiday in January, but if you're wanting a cheeky extra last minute booking, as you seem to be wanting, I would say yes, it's fine. I will say it hits different in the cold when it's not Christmas, because we've been at Christmas, I'm in freaking freezing, but we've done the whole hot chocolate thing and there's Santa there and the lights are pretty and it's gorgeous. It does feel a little bit miserable when there's no Christmas
That's
lights.
what I was going to say. You can put up with some of that at Christmas time, because you've got all that extra distraction. In January, it's just cold and wet.
Yeah.
True. And dark. And it has that kind of sad feeling of January.
Yeah.
The problem with the sad feeling of January, and I feel for Kerry in this sense, is that when you're born in January, that is your lot in life. Every year, that's your birthday. And that's how it's going to be. So
That's your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I think I get it. I get the idea of wanting to go and do that on the week of your birthday, because we went out for my birthday a few years back. We had some drinks and stuff. I like to get out and do something in January because it lifts the mood a little bit, and the fact that I have my birthday tends to drag a few other people into doing something a bit happier. So I wouldn't not go because of the weather necessarily.
There's not like bad time to go. It's just that you still have a great time.
I would be
like, with in terms of the weather and the cold, it's going to be the worst month for that.
I would just make sure you were very, very, very prepared for cold and wet. And my advice in that sense is make sure that your shoes are watertight, because shoes can be watertight, but when you're walking around in the drizzle for 8 hours, something gets in.
I got wet feet one day, and it was utter misery.
I went January 2019 with work to Paris, and I think I was talking about this last week or the week before, and it snowed. We went to Disneyland to eat. We went to the village and we ate at the Rainforest Cafe, but it snowed ridiculously heavily. And during the day, I was looking on Facebook at Disneyland, and there were all these beautiful pictures of all the snow and stuff. And it's glorious. But what's not glorious is when the snow stopped and thousands of people are walking around on it all. Yeah. It just becomes this sludgy horribleness. In the village, it was just horrendous. It was it was so dangerous.
So we took those heat packs that you can get that you unseal and they go hot. We had them in each pocket. I ended up putting them in my shoes, and it specifically says on the packet not to do that. But I did.
There is
and it was amazing.
So obviously we've got our January video from there. It's an old one. Well, it's an older one, but so 2020. So somewhere in our playlists in our What? I can never remember what we call them. Let me have a look, and I'll tell you. Playlists on our channel.
Just while Hugh's doing that, I'm going to take a leaf out of Bonnie's book and say, if you're on here right now and you're our friend and you like us, just hit a little thumb up like button.
Yeah,
just while you're there, while you're waiting.
Got a playlist called Disney Trip Reports on this channel, and it's got all my videos on there from my own channel. It's got some of Lucy's. It's even got a Gulliver's Valley theme park resort one. Just we chucked that in there, a 3-minute one, and Disney Magic at Sea, UK Staycation, DLP, Walt Disney World.
Did I
all
put
on
my
there.
sundown one in there?
No,
Have I not?
No, get it on there. So in 2020, so the video's called DLP Season of the Force and Frozen Celebration 2020, and that's our January trip. In fact, the opening shot is a very wet-looking Main Street. Just looking at it now.
There you are.
My videos are a lot more bombastic these days, so just, it'd be a chilled-out affair.
Go easy on him.
Emma says we did 2 days last week of absolutely torrential
It was
rain.
horrendous last
We
week,
did
wasn't
our
it?
best to stay positive, but honestly, it got really miserable. That's the thing. It does. And we always go, it's Disney, it won't matter. Disney's magical, whatever. And it is, and you do feel it's fabulous. But because you're outside and you're walking all day, it does get to 2 in the afternoon, and you're just like, this is grim.
Yeah.
It's why I say the heat packs are the best, because then you're actually being warmed up. You're not just tolerating it.
It's good that Paris gets the best of both worlds, because we've never been in a summer where it hasn't been hot.
No, that's true.
We
No.
normally go in summer and it's always like 30-degree hot, But then it can be freezing cold in winter. But Walt Disney World just relentlessly baking all the time. Well, maybe not so much in December or January, but when we went in February, it was still 30-odd degrees.
And then it rains as if someone just threw a bucket of water at you, and then it stops.
Yeah, so it's nice that you can go in colder months and have a different experience.
Yes.
Emma kept saying, be the magic. It's your fault, Lucy. Well,
I love that.
my favourite time that saying has been used is when Hugh has been snarky to a woman, and she walked away, and I went, Hugh, be the magic, and he went, I was the magic. I made her disappear.
Did I say that at the time or on the show?
At the time.
I think I said it on the show in the report.
You did, but you said it at the time.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's pretty quick, that.
It's because, just to remind you people, we were watching, we picked out this spot, and we couldn't really see where we were anyway, but we picked out this quiet spot, and even though there's loads of space around us, this lady's head just appeared next to mine to see what I was seeing, and I looked at her, and I looked at her a couple of times, and then I went, you planning on staying there, or... Now, I don't know if she understood. This thing about Paris is you don't know if they're going to understand you, and I don't know if she understood me, but she did go away.
She did go away. Oh, Bonnie's put a Christmas tree in the chat, and it makes me want to go for Christmas, but it's too late now. Best will in the world.
It's too late for the show. Hey, by the way, Chris,
Yeah.
they were brilliant.
They are really good.
They're immediately spicy, but they're not too hot, and they leave a nice warmth on there. Hashtag not sponsored, but they're delicious.
They're really, really good.
Licorice and heat.
And probably similar sort of, well, not quite as hot as the Carolina Reaper sauce, but
Yeah.
somewhere in that ballpark.
Getting up to there, yeah.
They're good. I'm going to have some more of that in a minute. Yeah. Next week, we're doing Christmas party. Well, Christmas party. Yeah,
it's
bring
party
your
time.
Christmas hats and stuff.
Yeah.
But we have got 3 trip reports, so hopefully Disney don't have any news and we can fire through those before the end of the year, because I guess we're going to have 2 weeks off after that, are we?
Yeah,
Unless we
let's
decide
say
to
so.
randomly
Do a rogue one.
New Year party show when we're all at my house.
Yeah.
But I think my wife might kill me if I do that.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah. It wouldn't be pleasant. And you wouldn't want it live on YouTube.
We never
either.
interviewed the Brooks about their experiences, did we?
No, we didn't.
Right. Anyway,
And we
got
never will.
We have got a Patreon show to do when
We
you
do.
are going to hear what I thought about the Wish.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No
though.
spoilers, because
No
neither of
spoilers.
these two have seen it, and they both want to. And I think we might do a proper review
I
when
think we should
everyone's
do a
seen
proper
it.
review.
Want
but it'll
us
be
a
in the
bit
new year.
strong, but I will watch it.
But yeah, I'm going to talk about Disney Wish a little bit, and then amongst other things, and maybe we'll show other Christmassy Disney items. So, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye bye.
Bye.